Hi everyone. Hope you all are good. We are here for grade 8 math. We're going to start with the chapter rational numbers. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password as provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 8 math and then click on view all lessons. There you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter rational numbers. Lessons we're going to cover today are absolute value of rational numbers, convert between decimals and fractions or mixed numbers, compare rational numbers and put rational numbers in order. So please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well. Here I'm on grade 8 math. Chapter we're on right now is rational numbers. Let's just start with the lesson that is absolute value of rational numbers. What is the absolute value of negative 6.7? These two lines around 6.7 means you need to evaluate the absolute value of 6.7, right? The absolute values are always positive or zero. No negative numbers in the absolute values. So negative 6.7 absolute value is always a positive number. That is 6.7. Let's just start with the test questions. What is the absolute value of 5.7? That is 5.7. Option number 1 is the correct option. The absolute value of negative 3.6 is 3.6. Option number 1 is the correct option. What is the absolute value of negative 3.5? That is 3.5. Option number one is the correct option. What is the absolute value of negative 5.6? So the correct option is that is 5.6. Option number one is the correct option. What is absolute value of 6? That is 6. Option number two is the correct option. That is 3.3 by 8. Option number one is the correct option. What is negative 6.7? Option number one is the correct option. That is 6.7. What is the absolute value of negative 1.7? So which is the correct option? 1.7 it is. Option one is the correct option. Very good. What is the absolute value of 17 over 19? Option number one is the correct option. What is the absolute value of 8? That is 8. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, we are done with the lesson. Let's just move on to next lesson, that is convert between decimals and fractions or mixed numbers. Let's just start with the test questions. You can have a look on the tutorial by yourself later today. Write 0.19 as a fraction in the simplest form. So whenever we have to write a fraction in the whenever we have to write a decimal in the fraction form, the first thing you have to do is remove the decimal point, add 1 for the decimal point in the denominator, and you have two digits after the decimal, so you need to add two zeros. So that is 19 over 100. Then you have to write it in the simplest form, so you need to look for the greatest common number that can divide both 19 and 100. So we don't have any because 19 is a prime number, so will it is the same, that is 19 over 100, that is already in the simplest form. Option number 1 is the correct option. Write 0.25 as a fraction in simplest form. So again, you have to do the same thing. You have to remove the decimal point first to write 1 for the decimal point. You have in the denominator, you have two zeros, so write two zeros. So that is 25 by 100. Now divide it by the greatest common factor that can divide both the numbers. So that is 25. 25 divided by 25 is 1, and 25 times 4 is 100. So that is 1 over 4. Option number 2 is the correct option. So the correct option is 1 over 4. Option number 2 is the correct option because you need to write the answer in the simplest form. Okay, the next one is write 0.6 in the simplest form, so which is the correct option. The first thing you have to do is remove the decimal point, then that is 6 over 10, divided by the greatest common factor, that is 2, so 2 times 3 is 6, and 2 times 5 is 10, that is 3 over 5. Option number 2 is the correct option, that is 3 over 5. Write negative 1 by 2 as a decimal number. So how do you write the fractions as decimal number? You just have to divide them. That is negative 0.5. Option number one is the correct option. That is negative, or either you have to make the denominator equal to 10. So that is negative 1 times 5 divided by 2 times 5. So that is negative 5 over 10. Now you have 10, you can write it as 0.5, negative 0.5. Option number one is the correct option. That is negative 0.5. Write negative 0.3 as a fraction in simplest form. So which is the correct option? That is negative 3 over 10. Option number one is the correct option. Write 1 by 2 as a decimal number. So you have to make the denominator equal to 10. So you have to multiply the fraction by 5 because 5 times 2 is 10. That is 5 over 10. So you have 1 0 in the denominator. You can write it as 0.5. Option number one is the correct option. That is 0.5. That is 0.5. Option number one is the correct option. See, write 0.15 as a fraction in simplest form. So which is the correct option? That is 15 over 100. You can divide them by 5. That is 3 over 20. Option number 2 is the correct option. Got it? Option number 2 is the correct option. Write 49 over 50 as a decimal number. You have to multiply, you have to make the denominator equal to 100. So 49 times 2 divided by 50 times 2 because 50 times 2 is 100. So that is 98 over 100. So that is 0.98. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let's just move on to next lesson, that is compare rational numbers. So which sign makes the statement true? 7 over 8 and 2 over 5 you have to compare. So how do we compare the fractions? We have to make the denominator same and we have to compare the numerator. So the denominator is 40, the common denominator. 8 times 5 is 40. So you have to make the both denominators equal to 40. So 8 times 5 is 40. So you have to multiply this fraction by 5. 7 times 5 is 35 and 8 times 5 is 40. And multiply the other fraction by 8 because 8 times 5 is 40. That is 16 over 40. So denominators are same, you have to compare the numerator. 35 is greater than 16. So 35 over 40 is greater than 16 by 40. So that means 7 over 8 is greater than 2 over 5. Got it? Let's just start with the test questions. Which sign makes the statement true? The first thing you have to do is you need to make the denominators same. So the common denominator is 10, right? So you 2 times 5 is 10. So you need to multiply this fraction by 5. 1 times 5, 2 times 5. That is 5 over 10. So 1 over 5, 5 times 2 is 10. 2 times 1 is 2, 2 times 5 is 10. Now they have same denominators. You have to look at the numerators. So 5 is greater than 2. 5 by 10 is greater than 2 by 10. Option number 1 is the correct option. 5 by, hold on. So option number 1, 1 by 2 is greater than 1 by 5. Option number 1 is the correct option. 4 by 5 and 7 over 10. So you have to make the denominator same. You can make the smaller denominator equal to 1. So 4 times 5 times 2 is 10. So multiply this fraction by 2. That is now 8 over 10. So now they have the same denominators. You simply have to compare their numerators. 8 is greater than 7. So 8 by 10 is greater than 7 over 10. That means 4 over 5 is greater than 7 over 10. So option number 1 is the correct option. 4 by 5 is greater than 7 over 10. Got it? Any question you can please ask if you have any. Option number 1 is the correct option. Which sign makes the statement true? Negative 3 by 4 and negative 1 by 4. So negative 3, when we are on the negative side of the numbers after the 0, as you are moving far from 0, the numbers are getting smaller and smaller, right? So negative 3 is smaller than negative 1. So negative 3 over 4 is less than negative 1 over 4. Got it? On the negative side, as you are moving far from 0, the numbers are getting smaller and smaller. Negative 3 by 4 is less than negative 1 by 4. Which sign makes the statement true? Negative 4 by 5 and negative 3 by 5. So which is the correct option? Negative 4 by 5 is less than negative 3 by 5 because as you are moving far from 0 on the negative side, the numbers are getting smaller and smaller. Which sign makes the statement true? That is, negative numbers are always smaller than the greater numbers. So negative 1 over 10 is always less than 3 by 5. Which sign makes the statement true? First thing you need to do is make their denominator same. So you can make the smaller denominator equal to greater one. So you have to multiply it by the 4 to make them equal because 2 times 4 is 8. That is negative 4 over 8 and negative 7 over 8. So as you are moving far from 0, the numbers are getting smaller and smaller. So 7, negative 7 by 8 is smaller than negative 4 by 8. So negative 4 by 8 is negative 4 over 8 is greater than negative 7 over 8. The correct option is greater. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. Put rational numbers in order. So we already know how to compare them. Now we have to put them in order. Put these numbers in order from least to greatest. Option number one is the correct option. The smaller numbers are always the negative numbers are always the smaller number because you have to write them from least to greatest. So option number one is the correct option. Put these numbers in order from least to greatest. Option number one is the correct option. Oh, two is the correct option. Option 1 is the correct option. Negative 2 is the least one. Then 18 by 25 and 13 by 20. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, option 2 is the correct option. Put these numbers in order from least to greatest. Option number 2 is the correct option. That is option number 2 is the correct option. That is negative 2 by 4, negative 28 by 40 and oh sorry, option number 1 it is. What is the put these numbers in order from least to greatest? The correct option is option number one is the correct option. Put these numbers in order from greatest to least. So which is the correct option? Option number one is the correct option. Put these numbers in order from least to greatest. So which is the correct option? Option number two is the correct option. Put these numbers in order from greatest to least. Option number two is the correct option. Put these numbers in order from least to greatest. Option number one is the correct option. Okay, we are done with our lesson. So we were working on grade 8 math. Chapter we're working on is rational numbers. The lessons we have covered today are absolute values of rational numbers, convert between decimals, fractions, or mixed numbers, compare rational numbers, and put rational numbers in order. So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we just did. That is your homework until next session. So if you need more help with any of the lesson, you can simply click on the live chat button. Tutors are available there to help you. Or either you can write down the questions in the chat box. I'm here to answer all your questions if you have any. Any questions you can please ask if you have any. No questions. Okay, then that's all for today. See you in the next session. Bye everyone.